2023 was tough. I don't even know why I decided to share this on my YouTube channel, initially conceived as a journal of my game development journey. I don't even know. But 2023 is over, and perhaps this YouTube video is my attempt to document the events, experiences, and more importantly, the thoughts and feelings I had throughout the year. So hopefully someday I will watch this video, recall the events that happened, and think to myself, it was the worst year of my life, but it eventually got better. I don't want you to get the impression that the sole purpose of this video is to complain and grumble. It's definitely not. On the contrary, I sincerely hope that my story and genuine effort to continue doing what I love and what I've dreamed of for almost my entire life will be nothing short of inspiring for you personally. Cause if I can keep creating games in the current conditions I'm facing, then you definitely can too. If you have seen any of my previous videos, you might know that I'm a solo game developer from Ukraine. And if you follow the news, you're aware that Ukraine is currently fighting for its freedom in an existential war against Russian invaders. This war defines the reality of the Ukrainian people and consequently my reality too. I understand that most of you have never experienced what it means to live in the circumstances of war, and frankly, I hope you never will. But if you allow me, I'll explain. The first days and weeks of the war felt surreal. I couldn't believe it wasn't just a bad dream. And all these horrible things, like missiles flying over our heads, were actually happening in reality. Similarly, I wasn't ready to admit the fact that Russia did dare to initiate the war in the middle of Europe and that this war would last longer than just a couple of days or weeks at most. However, as time passed, I got used to most attributes and manifestations of war. For instance, this is a photo of my daughter Victoria sleeping in the basement of our house in Kyiv on the first night of the war. Now we don't rush to the basement every time we hear an air siren anymore, even though the danger is real. As an example, a few weeks ago a Russian missile exploded just 500 meters away from our home, destroying the road to our daughter's school. So, for a couple of days, she had to take an alternative route to get to school. Still, most of us consider these threats almost like a new, strange norm. I don't imply that it's good or bad, it's just a part of human nature, I believe, to get used to everything, even though none of us ever thought we would experience this nightmare. Just as I no longer believe that this war could end in a week, a month, or a year. On the other hand, the constant pressure of war negatively affects your well-being and mental state even though you might believe or even feel that you've already adapted to it. Not long ago, I was listening to a lecture on stress by Robert Sapolsky, a professor of neurological sciences at Stanford University. He mentioned that the physiological response to stress among both people and animals is identical. However, unlike animals, we can trigger this response for purely psychological reasons. When a zebra is trying to escape from a lion, it experiences stress for about 30 seconds. After that period, it either flees or dies. On the flip side, we can experience this same physiological reaction in response to a 30-year mortgage. Obviously, this constant stress doesn't contribute to our happiness or overall health. That's what the war has been doing to me and every Ukrainian over the period of almost 2 years. While I think that I have gotten used to the new conditions, I also feel this constant pressure, the tension that is building, making it impossible to relax and spoiling every aspect of daily life. So basically, every milestone I reach, every achievement I accomplish, is overshadowed by the war. I might be happy about completing a complex development task or reaching a new number of subscribers on my YouTube channel, but only for a second, because the next moment I recall that a significant part of my country is still under occupation and a Russian missile or drone could fall in my backyard at any time. The war is also shattering my dreams. Those of you who have been following my channel for some time may recall that I love running. One of my biggest dreams was to participate in the Berlin Marathon, one of the biggest and most popular marathons in the world. Registering for this marathon isn't easy, as the number of applicants significantly exceeds the available spots. So I was genuinely happy when, at the end of 2021, I won a lottery and secured a dream spot. Little did I know that just a few months later, Russia would launch a massive attack against Ukraine, literally crushing my dream, as all males aged 18 to 60 are forbidden to leave the country during times of war. However, as some light can be found even in the darkest room, I also want to share some accomplishments I achieved during this cursed year. Regarding running, I set a new record in terms of total distance. I followed my running schedule almost religiously and covered more than 3,900 kilometers during the year. For comparison, my previous record was about 3,600 kilometers. In 2023, I completed and released Orcs, my first ever mobile game made with Unity. If you haven't heard about it yet, it's an idle incremental game depicting the heroic resistance of the Ukrainian people to the ruthless Russian invasion. Essentially, it's a game about war. However, it turned out that mobile stores don't appreciate explicit mentions of war, especially ongoing conflicts, in games on their platforms. Consequently, Orcs was suspended on both Google Play and iOS due to their so-called hate speech policy. I guess they consider Russian invaders to be a protected group. Anyway, if you want to learn more, I discuss the entire story of Orcs suspension in a dedicated video. You can find the link to it in the description below. After Orc suspension, I returned to the active development of my main idle incremental title, Get a Little Gold. I've been actively working on it since the summer and am happy to announce that the test version of the game is almost ready. Therefore, if you want to become one of the testers, make sure to subscribe to this channel, as I will definitely announce the release here. Finally, let's talk about this YouTube channel. Having dreamed of having my own English-speaking vlog for a long time, I never thought I'd actually be able to run one. Living in a non-English speaking country and starting with a pretty low level of English, the journey seems daunting. While I won't claim my English is perfect now, it has certainly improved over the past year. My main focus has been on refining my pronunciation, and although there's still a room for growth, I hope you notice a significant difference compared to my earliest videos. Do you find it easy to understand my English? Let me know in the comments. Launching a YouTube channel as an experiment, I underestimated the sheer amount of work and effort it demands. Initially, I planned to publish a video at least once a week, dedicated only a few hours to it. Yes, I was that naive. However, after the first few videos, reality hit. While I still try to stick to a weekly posting schedule, each video now actually takes 3 to 4 days to create. The majority of this time is dedicated to writing the script. It's a painstakingly slow and complex process given my ongoing struggle with English. As a result, I now invest almost twice as much time in running this YouTube channel as I do in developing games. Therefore, if you'd like to support my efforts, please consider subscribing to my channel. Your likes and subscriptions are incredibly motivating. And if you're interested in my game development journey, check out this video, where I reflect on my career as a solo game developer. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.